Peggy 3.
Welcome to another episode of The Boot Room, looking at FIFA 14 tips. As always, I'm joined by Darren Cross from Match Magazine, and this week we're looking at celebrations. Now, Darren, have you been celebrating a lot recently?
Yeah, I think I'm still sort of finding out new ones that are in the game, but certainly we've found a few already that we can talk about today that you can do straight away.
No, I meant in real life, you look really tired. Only joking. Right, let's move on to the first one. It's Point to the Sky. Now, obviously, that's a very famous celebration from Messi, but it's slightly different, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a slightly new version that you just do by holding LB and B, and you'll notice that he shakes his fingers as he puts his hands up to the sky. Yeah, it's just a slightly different version, it's pretty cool.
Now, another elaborate celebration you don't actually have to unlock is the Cirque LaBelle. Now, I'm not sure where this comes from, but it is elaborate, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You do it by holding left trigger and flicking the right stick down and then up. And I've so far seen a couple of different variations of this. I don't know how many you've seen, but there's one where he sort of does this with his hands, and then there's one where he kind of jumps through a sort of imaginary hoop, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've seen them sort of doing the mime move, and then the jumping through hoops, and then someone being swung around, and then someone being like almost like kicked at in a comedy way. It seems to vary depending on certain circumstances of how many players you've got around you. I'm not quite sure, but you never know what you're going to get with it.
No, it's just a good fun one to sort of do and see what happens, basically. That's what I've quite enjoyed about that celebration.
Now let's move on to the Pitbull, because in FIFA 13 you had to unlock this, but now if you're not that level you can actually do it without having to unlock it, and this is an odd one, isn't it?
Yeah, the Pitbull's quite a funny one, and I think it was quite popular in 13 as an unlockable, but as you say, it's there right from the start, so you can do that just by holding RB and pressing B.
Yeah, and it's crawling around on the floor like a dog.
Yeah, basically that's it, yeah.
Yeah, the Pitbull certainly is very strange. Now let's move on to an unlockable. This is unlockable at level 1, so I guess you just have to buy it at the start, but you can get it off the bat.
Yeah, in the catalogue you can get it, and it's called the Muevelo, which you do by holding LB and then moving the right stick right and then left, and it's kind of just a sort of a shuffly sort of weird dance.
Yeah, that's probably the closest we'll get to twerking in FIFA 14.
Twerking, I'll take your word for that, I think.
Let's move on to another one you can do without having to unlock it, and that's respect.
Yeah, that's what I've been calling it. You kind of hold LB and hit double B, and it's the sort of celebration that you often see players do when they score against an old club, so it's kind of a gesture of, you know, I'm not going to celebrate, I'm going to show respect. It's pretty cool.
A bit of solidarity there. You could also maybe in FIFA, if you're thrashing somebody 8-0, do it as well, just so you don't have to rub it in.
That would be a good time to do that as well, I think.
Now at level 29, I do believe this is the first time they've done this. You can actually buy a bundle of celebrations, and there are 3, aren't there?
Yeah, 3, yeah. It's the belly flop, it's the riding the wave, and also the business.
So how do you do the belly flop?
The belly flop you do just by holding LB and pressing X, and it's kind of a sort of a leap onto the floor after scoring.
I wonder who did that famously once. Let's not go into that.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next one?
The next one's riding the wave. That's a really cool dance celebration that I'm sure viewers will have seen in real life, which you do by holding LB and pressing Y.
And that's a sort of breakdance move, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you do it?
Not right now.
Okay, let's not show you that one. And what's the final one?
The final one is the business, where your player just sort of reminds everybody that how good he is, and you know he's a business, and you do that by holding LB and flicking the right stick down twice.
That's pretty much opposite of what we call respect, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it is, yeah.
Now at level 31 we've got another new celebration, tons of new ones this year. It's calm down, isn't it?
Yeah, you can do that by holding LB and double tapping Y, and after scoring you notice your player will just sort of do the calm down motion and then just point at himself.
I wonder if he's actually telling people to calm down, or if he's being a little bit arrogant there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's quite a cool looking celebration though, and I've done it a few times.
Now we're running out of time, but we've got time to cover one more celebration at level 47, and that's the bear. So how do we do that one?
Yeah, the bear. You do it by holding LB down and then holding the right stick up, and your player will kind of do a sort of a grr, sort of bear motion. Thanks
for those celebration tips, Darren. I always enjoy those shows. What should we look at next time?
Well, with FIFA 14 being so new, I thought it'd be a good idea for us to take each other on at the game and look at a few sort of gameplay tips and points.
Great, look forward to that. Hope I beat you this time. That's it for the Boot Room this time. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget you can catch Darren in Match Magazine every Tuesday. Details are also on their Facebook page. You can see that down there. We'll see you next time on the Boot Room.